Hi, welcome back to Knit for Brains podcast. I'm Laura Brady.
I'm Karen Miller.
This is episode 98 of our knitting, crocheting, crafting, sewing, whatever we might be doing at any given moment. Who knows? We come to you from Bradley, Illinois. I forgot where we're at, which is 60 miles south of Chicago. You can find us, a lot of places. We have a Knit for Brains Ravelry group. We have an Instagram. You can find my shop at Knit for Brains Designs on Etsy. And how about you?
Oh, and we have a Facebook.
We have a
We have a Facebook too.
Thank you. So I'm not all there today. Right you are, Karen.
Yes.
And how about you?
Brett's threatening to shut that off with the participation. You can find me on Instagram and on Ravelry as Loopy Stitcher. And then on Ravelry, I also have a separate account for my one design. Sorry, I've had a lot of personal issues going on lately.
We'll eventually get the signs out there.
I know. I'm like, I got two people to go. And you can find me on as Loopy Stitcher's Design on Ravelry for my hat pattern that's out there currently.
My designs are in my Etsy store. I do have another one that is actually done. I'm taking pictures Monday, but that will not be released until mid-December.
Was that the Muffy or the one you did for the
No, it's the one I did for the Advent calendar. Cool. So I will not release that until mid-December. That way the Advent people get it first.
Yeah.
I do have the Moo Moo one in progress. Mm-hmm. But I think I'm going to change things up a little bit again. So I don't know. We'll see.
I know. Sometimes what you have in your head doesn't quite work.
Yeah, I'm not happy with my yarn choice. And because I wanted to do it as a fingering weight cowl. And it didn't look good, but I'm thinking that particular yarn was really thin. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm just going to jump all in and cake up the yarn that Jenny did, the Moo Moo yarn, and actually use the yarn that I plant instead of doing a test run first. And see how that knits up. And if not, I can play with needle size would be the other option, which I'd have to change numbers and the patterns, so that'll take just a little bit of tweaking. We'll see. Okay, I'm going to apologize right now. There will probably be snorting, snotting, sneezing, coughing, clearing in my throat. I have been sick since the last podcast. That night, it went downhill very quickly.
I was not the culprit.
No.
Just to let you know.
Living in the Midwest right now is really, really hard.
Yesterday was horrible.
Allergies and sinuses, and I ended up with a killer sinus infection. Have gone through antibiotics, still have plugged up ears with fluid in them and congestion and everything, which I'm sure you guys can hear. So, yeah.
Yesterday, I was out with my mom. The
cornfields, they've been...
Well, yeah, that's...
Doing all the corn. What, harvesting?
It's that time. Yeah, harvesting, this is a horrible time of year for that. But yesterday it was supposed to be beautiful and 80-some degrees and sunny, and it was not. It was darn right depressing. It was gray, gloomy.
It kept looking like it was going to rain, but there was no rain.
At one point...
Well, they said hazy, and I'm looking out going, no, this isn't hazy.
Oh, it was...
This is just...
Yeah, it was at one point, you could almost tell like it was wanting to rain, because we went and left breakfast and went to my car, and I'm like, is that mist? Maybe it's not mist. Am I walking through?
Misty. It looked misty, though. That's just how it... And it was nice today, but then that wind came up.
Yeah.
And that wind is blowing everything around. So that's our weather, folks.
Yeah. Not our usual...
I know, right?
Start of the podcast, but, we go wherever.
Yeah, we do get stuck with a lot of wind here.
Yeah.
So, we're close to Chicago, Windy City. Yay. We have some knit-alongs going on in our Ravelry group.
Yes, we do.
So, 3 to be precise. We have the dishcloth along, which runs until December 31st. We have the sweater cowl, which we have quite a few sweaters in there, and we do have a dog sweater
Oh, are you
Yeah,
serious?
yeah, you need to look at-
I have to go look at that.
Looks so cute too. So the sweater Cal goes until November 1st. And as you can guess, it's make a sweater. Baby sweater, doggy sweater, cat sweater, adult sweater. We don't care.
Yeah.
If it's a sweater, it's a sweater. Enter it. We don't care how much yarn is used, anything like that. Just knit a sweater and enter it. It can be a whip. You know, just get those sweaters done. I might get mine done eventually at some point this year. I haven't even torn that apart yet.
I am so close.
I need to tear mine apart.
Well, I'm not tearing mine apart.
I decided I don't know, did I share that last time?
No,
I don't think I did. So
It's in timeout.
what's it? Simple hug?
Mm-hmm. Simple hugger party.
I'm gonna tear it out, guys. All the front ribbing's coming off. I'm gonna undo the 3 needle bind offs, and I'm basically going to rip it out until I get to where I separated for doing the fronts and stuff. And I'm actually going to knit a little bit further because I'd like it to be a little longer. And then for the front panel and the back panel that meets to do the shoulders, which then makes your armhole, I'm going to knit that longer. That way I have bigger armholes. Plus the 3 needle bind off did not even sit on my shoulders. Karen can tell you.
Yeah.
It was like back. It was like on the back of my shoulders. Like it was not up where it should have been. So it did not fit right. And I was debating because I was just going to give it away, but I really like the yarn, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if I do some modifications, play around with it a little bit, it'll get there. I will definitely, when I do the panels, before I even do the 3 needle bind off, even if I have to like pin it or have Brett hold it right there, I'll try it on to see if it's fitting right and like the armholes and stuff. So yeah, I'm going to try on a sweater, guys. I know you're shocked. So
I was watching somebody the other day, and they were like, how important it is to do a swatch. I was like, oh, we skipped that part.
yeah, we don't do that.
I might actually do it for my
Okay,
son, but not for myself.
I'm going to put this out there. I don't think, yes, I am using a different size needle than what they call for, but I still don't think doing a swatch would have helped with this. Because I've seen, and I don't know, I need to go into people's patterns and see, well, some of them I did try to, and they didn't leave, like, notes. Because the percentage of the people's sweaters that I saw were very small in the arms. I don't want to really...
You want it baggy in the arms.
Yes. So, I think even if I would have swatched, it wouldn't have made a difference.
Yeah, you just need to add the length.
Yeah.
So you have that extra
which I'm
gap.
fine with redoing it. I'm going to be persistent until I get something I'm going to wear.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be middle of winter, which is fine because if I'm wearing long sleeves, and Karen will tell you it's very rare.
Yeah.
It's usually a zippered hoodie where I can take it off. I get hot very easily. So a short sleeve cardigan like that, I'll wear in the winter.
And she knows me. I'm all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Blankets on, blankets off.
She's like sitting next to a big hot flash. So our other knit along is Gift the Knits. We love this one. This goes until December 31st. This is absolutely anything you knit, crochet,
make. Yeah.
That you're going to give as a gift. And no, you cannot gift it to yourself.
Yeah. You cannot be the receiver.
No. Maybe at the beginning of the year we'll do something, along the lines of for you or whatever, after, the whole gift knits. So, but for this one, whether it's for a teacher, a mailman, a relative, your kids, husband, whatever.
Teachers or whoever.
Yeah, as long as it's going to somebody other than yourself, it will qualify. And that runs to December 31st. There is Chatter and FO threads up for the sweater and the Gift the Knits. Participate in both. We usually do pull prizes from both of those threads.
Multiple prizes from
Yes.
both.
Yeah. Karen knows how I
Yep.
am. I'm like, let's give a few more away.
And it's
just
been a
fun.
while since we've had a knit
knit
along
along,
that
yeah.
we've given anything away. And actually, if you guys notice, we're only 2 away from our next, from 100.
Laura, we're podcasting. Alrighty, let's do shop news, and then we will finally get to some knitting for you, because we've only been talking for like 12 minutes now.
Oh, that's not bad.
Well, no, not that long though, because we didn't start until we kind of mess around before we actually start filming. So I don't have a whole lot because, well, I wasn't feeling good, but I did a few.
I like this sparkle.
I know, right? Okay,
Sparkle,
so
sparkle.
I've got some sparkle skeletons. See that you can see that. Yeah. The inside is the blue. I have 2 of these sock bags, and then this fabric. I'll show you on the medium bag. Let me see. Yeah, you can kind of see there. So the skeletons were like all over the place. They were upside down, they were sideways, they were whatever. So these ended up really good where there were skeleton heads up and down. These 2, because the way the fabric was laid out, they are actually upside down. So these I have put in the blemished section, even though technically they're not blemished.
Mm-hmm.
It was the fabric.
material. Yeah.
But these 2, if you don't mind upside down, are in the blemished section. So there's 4 altogether. Then I have the medium zippered, and the inside is also in the blue, and I have 3 of those. Yeah, I love the, you know me and glitter.
Mm-hmm.
You should recognize this fabric.
Yeah, picked it out.
Little gnomes.
The snowflakes.
And on the inside, I put the red. So I've got, and I did all different sorts in these. So on the sock size, I've got 3. In the medium zipper, I have 1. And the inside's the same as the handle. And then, because why wouldn't I? And I haven't done any of these bags in a while, so I thought, oh, let's do some of the drawstring bags.
Yeah.
So, and this is a really nice one. It has the nice heavy duty webbing. And then on the inside, I'll just flip it. It's easier to show you guys. That's what I do for the shop photos. So on the inside, there's 6 pockets. So you've got 1, 2, 3, and then when you flip it, there's 3 more. Now, a few of my friends actually have these, and they love using these bags for filler work. Because you can put the little ball in each pocket. And this is a good size bag.
Yeah, you can definitely put some of your sweaters that for our sweater knit along in there.
I mean, look at this size of that box bottom. That has the nice drawstring.
Yeah.
So I have got 3 of those. I was really good this time. I did not steal anything out of the shop.
Not to say what I might do after.
Well, I do still have more of this fabric. So if one of those are what you're after. And then I have an extra large sea turtle bag. Because I had to make one for my dear friend. And I don't like just making one bag.
Right.
You guys know how I am. Oh, there's like a, I don't know if it was like a yarn fiber or a hair. I shed like crazy. It could be a hair. And look at that green. It's like shiny.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that pretty? So, yeah, this is a ginormous bag. So I have 1 of those is all. And, of course, the medium and the extra large bags come with the needle keeper. So that's what I have added into the shop. There are still some Halloween bags as well, so you can check that out. Etsy, Knit for Brains Designs. And these are already listed. Oh, who's in a skeleton? Okay. Get rid of that. I can put those away. During my 2 weeks, when I did feel a tad better, I cleaned my craft room. like a mad woman.
Mm-hmm.
Dusted. Put a new ironing board up.
Mind you, everything's organized anyway.
Oh no, that closet. Oh my gosh. So my last big haul from Goodwill that I showed you guys was still in the bags, and I just threw it in the on the closet floor, along with probably like 30, 31 bags and stuff. So literally everything came out of the closet, got sorted. I did get rid of a few things, and everything got neatly put back in there. So I felt very accomplished. We'll see. I tend to do that every couple months. So
She replaced it.
yeah. Yeah.
Mind you, earlier today she had nothing.
I told Karen, I'm like, it's going to be a
I
short
don't have
one.
anything. It's going to be short.
I don't have much to show. I have no acquisitions. And then we went to Goodwill, folks, and things happened. So, do you have any FOs, Karen?
I have one.
Alrighty.
You have none?
Oh, no, I have a stack.
You start.
Oh, okay. She's so funny. You have none? Come on now. Now, what? Yeah, no.
Because I was going to say, last Sunday you had a pile, so I know.
All right.
So I know you have some finished stuff.
So, we're going to start with my sweater for Peanut. I was doing basically a modified flax light. Modified flax light with the leftovers from my potluck pullover. And guys, I don't know how easily I can do this. Let me see. Hold on. It's a hot mess in here. I hope y'all.
Because, it can, it's like a kitchen sink.
I hope y'all keep your
Kitchen
knitting
sink
bags
bag.
neater than me. I did my pullover and her sweater, and I still got a hoard of yarn left from that advent calendar.
Wow. And you didn't even get into the main skein, right?
No, I
That's
just used the minis. I think it was 2 of Melissa's advents, though, if I'm sure. Like a 12-day and a 24.
Gotcha.
I think so. So at any rate, I did do some modifications. I haven't blocked it because honestly, I just today when I got home from work wove in all the ends because there was 46 ends to weave in. I took a little bit. Look how cute.
Isn't that adorable?
Isn't that adorable? So I think we're gonna go get matching pictures.
You definitely need to do that. She
This
would
is
so get
so
a kick out of it.
So I am gonna I'm not gonna block it as far as width. I am gonna wet it and block it as far as length. So I'm gonna get a tad bit more length out of that because she's a tall one.
Mm-hmm.
She's skinny, but she's tall. So she's gonna love it. She's gonna go crazy when she sees the colors.
And it's got
the
sparkle, too.
Yeah. Because I brought over her 2 hats I had finished for her, and she was like holding them to her. Kid loves knitwear. So, yeah. And that was out of Honeybee Knits advent calendars, which sadly she no longer dies.
She no longer dies, no.
Look how pretty. Yeah. So I'm going to block this when we're done. That way I can bring it tomorrow because I have to babysit her. Because the little man has a checkup. That's one. Number 2. Is my close to you. Oh gosh. I don't. You want to say the name?
Justina Larkowaska.
There you go. There you are.
Could be a Larkowaska.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So this I was knitting out of Forbidden Fiber Co. The name of it is Tea Time Intrigue. And it looks like this.
Look at that sparkle. It's really show, and it almost matches your nails. Look at that.
My nails are more burgundy, right?
Yeah.
My girl got new polish. She's like, "Can I try it out?" I'm like, I don't care what you put on me. All right. So this one, when I showed it last time, hardly had anything done. I finished it. And I blocked it. So, when I saw you guys last time, I had this much done.
It's fine.
Guys, look how gorgeous this is.
This is beautiful.
Is that not beautiful?
Yeah, I think
That is a wonderful one skein project. I have another one on the needles. I loved it so much.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Well, I'm sure it keeps your interest down, you know, in these sections where
It's
you have
interesting, but
obviously
easy.
the yarn overs in the lace area, but then, like you said, the rest of it it
is gorgeous.
So you can make some quick progress on it.
Yeah. So, and it flew off the needles. Like, I knit that quick. No kidding.
I actually think I was looking the other day for a one skein shawl, and I want to say that was one of the first ones that pops up, or at least it popped up for me.
Yeah, I'm not sure. When I got this,
I was like, oh, I recognize that.
When I got this, it was a free pattern. I'm not sure if it is anymore at all. I have no idea. It's on Ravelry though, so I think it came out beautiful. I was quite impressed. Like, it was pretty before I blacked it, and then I blacked it, and I'm like, oh. Like, that's nice.
And was it more of trying to get the actual lace work to open up?
No, the lace work's already open.
Yeah.
For me, it was getting the points more defined.
Points defined.
Yeah, everything, like, it laid really nice, and like I stretched it a little bit to make it a little bigger. So, okay, so that was 2. Oh. Not done yet. Then, my bank receipt. Because I made Peanut a hat out of this. It's Ginger Snap Punk Rock Princess on her Zest fingering. And Ginger Snap is on Etsy. And I'm sure you guys recognize it because I did do Peanut's hat out of it. That's what it looks like.
I did comment on the yarn behind me. She's like, "Oh, look how
it's a little
cleaner my little table is." I'm like, "You still got a lot of yarn."
Yeah, well, my table was really clear though.
But it is,
I did a little pair of shorties. So I did her hat, which I had to hold the yarn double for her hat, and did a pair of shorties.
Very nice.
Yeah. It's really pretty yarn. Which we will be giving a skein of this away before the end of the podcast. We pulled a window. Actually, my husband was my random number generator. He was sitting at the table. I'm like, give me a number between. Hey, it works. Okay.
I was lazy on that front. Just saying.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more dishcloths. Because Ray and Kevin, I didn't think Target had enough yet.
That was hilarious. Like, that probably is a true statement.
Oh, the guys from Needles at the Ready. They think I might be supplying
Target with their
So I was up to 112. And how many did I just say I had? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 120 I'm up to.
I don't think I've even done 10.
Which, hold on, I have a message for Ray. Ray. Kevin, if Ray's not watching, go get Ray. On your next podcast, when you lean over and do 9-inch circulars, could you lean over and say, "Hey, Karen"? Because we get the biggest kick out of it when you guys do that.
So
Oh, we do. Every time you lean over and do that in the mic, we laugh. My husband's probably like, what are those two doing out there?
Kevin's face is really quite priceless when Ray does it, too. I just get a kick out of both of them.
So, yeah, I didn't do as many dishcloths this time. Target called, so they didn't want as many.
Oh, that was hilarious.
And I can't believe I actually remember to say something because I'm like, oh, we've got to say something.
Oh, we were crying. I was like, did he just say? I'm like Target.
Yeah, we were laughing pretty hard last week when we were watching podcasts.
Because that's what we do after we're done here. Is
Yes.
that we
Well, and
go
every
Sunday.
Yeah, every Sunday we watch podcasts.
Yeah.
So we appreciate when you guys put up the new ones for us.
Yeah.
Last week we were a little lacking in podcast to watch. So I mean, come on now. So yeah, that's all my finished objects.
Okay, I still have just the one. It has
a multiplier. Why did
I
you
was so
finish
close.
something while I was talking?
I have two that are like really freaking close.
Like, you could have
I
overachieved.
tried today on one of them, but it just did not work out. And I probably could have had a third one done had one of them, and you'll know later. Because I have to wait until the one's done before I can finish the other. Okay.
Did you guys follow that? 'Cause I didn't.
One's got, because I have to use the needles for the other one. Okay.
If you need more needles, why didn't you just tell me?
Well, it wasn't like on a Sunday when it freaking happened. I was like, I didn't realize it.
We
So I
don't
was
live
like,
that far apart.
I know.
We're
But,
out
well, you don't watch TV, so.
especially if it's nice out. We're out riding on a motorcycle. We could just shoot right on past.
Okay, so you guys remember me, and I was pretty close last time, doing the knitting at the library cowl, which is a pay-for pattern. There are two versions out there. This is the original one, and the yarn I was using is from Toad Hollow, and it was a mini skein set called Every Flavor Birdie Bots. And I haven't, well, Brett apparently would not consider this done because the ends aren't woven in. But it's off the needles. So for me, it's a done. And obviously it needs some, well, let's see. There we go. I will be doing some blocking to take care of the wonkiness. But yeah, kind of long.
Just be careful. Don't be like me. My one cowl, when I blocked it, I stretched that the ribbing out.
Oh.
Like, really badly.
Yeah. So this will be a nice one.
You're never going to notice if it's blocked or not.
No, not really. But
honestly.
I actually want it, well,
You want it wider.
straighten it out so it's a little bit wider, so there's a little bit more room. So kind of, if I was to do this over, which I would still
feel
might.
claustrophobic.
I still might, because it actually only calls for 4 colors, 4 sections. But my mini skein set had 5, so I actually split the first color to start and end. And I also there was an option to do either 2 or 3 inches, and I probably would choose to do the 2, just because, like you said, a little bit. It is quite bunchy. And that's
I think if you get some more width out of that, it won't be.
Yeah, but the yarn is soft enough that I will not feel like crazy.
You know, I can't stand, like, I can't wear it. You couldn't pay me enough to wear a turtleneck. Even a mock one.
I used to wear the mock ones all the time. I had like 3 or 4 different colored shirts that all just like the mock.
Oh yeah, no.
The mock.
I would be going
cotton, not sweaters, just like the cotton. Because I worked in the office, and I was like, oh, this works.
I don't know if I do it on the podcast or not, because half the time I'm not aware of what I do. But I'm always tugging on my t-shirt too. If you notice, like I feel even with a t-shirt, sometimes I'm like it's up too high.
And actually, the last time I showed this, I was down here, so I actually did quite a bit between the last time we podcast, a section and a half. So, yep. I was proud of myself. I got something done. and it wasn't just washcloths.
Are you trying to say something? I didn't.
Although I didn't do any of those either, so I can't really.
I'm gonna have to get another box to be able to send them to Brittany. Oh, my phone just fell out of my pocket. Okay, I don't know why I'm keeping tags here. Let's run through coupon codes before we hit whips, which I don't have many. So, coupon codes. Cherry Pie Cottage on Etsy. Spend $100, get 10% off if you use code discount 100. Tiddly Bakes. 10% off if you use code KFB10. I feel like I should have some of these memorized by now.
Mm-hmm.
Lollipop Girl Yarns on Etsy. If you use code KFB15, you get 15% off her hand-dyed yarns and her patterns. Oh, here's my one with my note on it. Use code KFB20 for 20% off Showreel Studios on Etsy. Skyly Knits Fiber Arts on Etsy. Use code KFB19 for 15% off. And her Ravelry, which is Amanda Rate Cole. If you use code KFB19, you get 20% off her patterns. That's it. There we have it. Yep. Whips.
I got plenty of them.
Yeah, I don't have much, so.
6.
Yeah, I think I only have like 3, and one's like hardly nothing to show, so go for it.
I almost had 5, but it took me 20 minutes to find the one, because you know how you like it. I texted her, I'm like, I'm going to be late. Because I lost a pair of socks.
I do, however, have a, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 skeins up on my table for my husband to cake.
No, that's not going to be, that's going to be like multiple.
Yeah, that's not all one project. That's 6 projects.
6 separate projects?
Yeah.
Shoot.
Well, you'll understand when I show my other project. And then I have yarn in my acquisitions that also needs caked.
So this was the lost socks.
Oh, and those were the good ones.
I know.
Too.
It was like, and this was the penguin soup.
Penguin soup.
So, haven't done as much progress on this one, but there's been a couple of restaurant knitting episodes with these.
You need to eat out more.
Oh, well, the other ones will show how much I've been eating out. Here we go. Yeah, so about a ½ inch. 2 pairs.
Times 2.
Yep, times 2. Socks number 1. This is the pair that I'm almost done with, and I've decided to knit them for Mariana. I finally figured it out.
Now that she's almost done with
I'm
it.
on the toes.
Well, there you go.
See, so, you know, and the last time...
So these will be done next time.
Well, what's this?
She doesn't really plan it.
This is like a cluster. Okay.
You did not put them
Yarn
back.
and...
You did not put those back in your bag correctly.
Whatever.
Which is what happens when you... Well, yeah. Do I need to end up showing
actually,
you?
I was all the way
Down here.
down here on this pair. And it was funny because somebody asked me today, how long does it take you to knit a pair of socks? I'm like, well, if I really only knit socks, I probably could get a pair done in a couple of weeks. I have a friend that could probably knit
What?
them, would knit them in a week.
I knit that one pair in, what was it, 2.5 days?
Well, yeah, whatever. Like, yours are skinnier than mine. You don't
Yeah,
have
they
as
are.
you don't have a nearly, well, not nearly, but you
I use a different size needle than you, too.
you use a different size needle, and you probably have almost, because I do 64.
I do 48.
So almost, you know.
I'm 48 on a 2.75.
Yeah. And I'm 64 stitches on a 1. So it takes me a little bit longer because there's some more stitches on there.
But mine are longer, though.
So I'm
too.
actually doing toes, and Meganna does complain about the whole, like, you know, I do these, like, rounded, like, there's a bunch of material. So I am doing the anatomically correct toes, Karen's version.
There you have it,
The trick
folks.
is to make sure that I remember which foot is what, because then I really end up with a mess. But I'm almost done with those. So I was working on these today.
I didn't get much done on mine. We went to Denny's, but the food came rather quickly.
Well, that's a couple of...
People need to quit rushing food to the table.
Okay. Forget out where I was at on this one. Last week I got frustrated with it, so it got...
She got frustrated with a couple things.
A couple of
last
shawls.
week.
One of the shawls I actually think I might even tear out.
I tore one out.
This is called The Silver Leaf by Alisha Hands, whatever. Hannes. This is a paid for pattern. There's a asymmetrical. I am. So if you count the amount of times I restitched, I tore out and reknit a couple of rows, I probably would have been almost finished with the leaf band. But you can see where the yellow marker was.
We love lace.
Yeah. It's just fighting with me. I'm like, good Lord.
Well, the minute you think you have it, then you get to secure in it, and you up the row.
I think this end is screwed up a little bit somewhere. It might even be the actual pattern itself. So
you know what?
Are
you going to see it when it's wrapped around you?
No, but the problem is once you kind of start, and they're supposed to be leaves, they'll all be messed up. And I can see it.
She's going to rip it out again.
Where it starts to go askew. So, but yeah, this got put on. I was like, she was laughing at me. I mean, I worked on it for several hours.
Stuff, like every time I looked over, she was like shoving something in a bag, all like. Then I'd see her take out another bag, and then a few minutes later, as I sat knitting on one item.
And you guys have seen this yarn before many a times because, of course, it's taken me forever to do this. This is by Deep Dyed. This is her sport weight. The maroon color is called Summer Berries, and the other one is called Stirs. It's pretty bad when you only hold one band up here and you know the name of both colorways. So I've been knitting it for a while.
I still went. I don't remember nothing.
I love the yarn. It's nice and squishy.
Well, it's good seeing that you'll be working with it for a while. Smart Alec. Do you like it as much when you're taking it out as when you're putting it in?
Well, considering the amount of times I've taken it out, the yarn is still can't maintain its, stretchiness. So
gosh. I'm noticing my one cubby as I'm sitting here. It looks like that one skein of yarn, that gray yarn, is trying to jump out.
Abandoned ship.
Yeah. Help. Oh.
Okay. Ooh, whoa. In my cherry pie.
Could you fit any more in there?
Good. Well, I'm a big girl, so it's a lot of material in here. Her sock monkey with little polka dots in it. Got my yarn. I'm on the band.
After you had to pick up a gazillion stitches.
Stretch this as much as I can without losing stitches.
Hey, great news. As I sat here doing nothing, I hit my move goal.
Okay. This is the Ginny sweater cardigan by Andrea Mowry. I already know I am not going to do the belt that goes with it. This is just going to be
Open.
Look at that. Yes, I have all sorts of ends. But I was done with
I
this.
just cleaned my room. Did you just throw fuzz on my floor?
My fuzz, your hair. What's the difference?
I'll make Brett run the automatic vacuum. You know. Hey, honey, can you lean over and hit the button?
So this is the needle that I'm waiting for my next project. The needle tips. I am really close. I'm supposed to do like a couple, like 3 inches or so on the band, and I've got about 2. You can see that.
But is this the one that we discussed maybe doing a wider one?
Well, I might.
Yeah.
I might just keep knitting until I'm done with the yarn, because I purchased 2 skeins of the Barocco Vintage DK. I mean, they're numbers. I mean, and it's still quite a bit.
Right. Yeah, but you figure you'll have to have quite a bit to bind off.
Yeah,
So.
I need a lot, and I'm at the point now where I'm done with the short rows.
So you're at like, what, 2 inches?
So I'm about at 2 inches now, and I'm knitting the whole thing every time I go around.
Yeah.
So that takes me about 20 minutes of time watching a show on Netflix.
We'll talk about that later. What are you watching now? We have this whole Netflix thing, me and her.
Finishing up my NCIS. I'm like on season 15.
I'm still watching Lucifer.
Okay. But so I'm like really, really close on this. That's a lot of knitting.
It's going to be like all of a sudden she's going to have like 20 projects done.
Just the short rows themselves are 40 some rows of going back and forth. So nah, I'll do that later.
Alrighty.
Okay.
What else you got?
A big old knit for Brandy bag. I got this stuff pretty good too. Of course, and I realized I didn't have my tips to be able to finish it, because this probably would have been done. My throwover by, again, Andrea Mowry. I'm on the cuffs of one sleeve. I was actually where my little pumpkin is, and I got stuck, because I could have put that on like just a pair of needles to go ahead and skip on over to this sleeve, but I did not, because in the meantime I got the yarn for my other one, and I was knitting on that puppy, because I'm like, probably had I done just this would be done. I am so close, and I'm using Cascade 220 in like an autumny orange color, a navy, an olive green, and a cream color. Although it kind of looks pretty white on the...
I guess I don't go by me because I'm colorblind, as you know what. Yeah. Although I don't think I am.
So tried this on the other day, and...
You tried it on?
Yeah, I've tried it on a couple of different times.
What's wrong?
Because I try on sweaters before they're done.
Well, you know. Hey, my potluck pullover, it turned out perfectly. And I didn't try it on at all.
I know now. I've learned some lessons. I went up a needle size in the color work, not trusting it would be large enough. Didn't need to.
Well, it depends on how you knit color work.
Well, and I think
because a lot of people do need to go up a needle size for color work.
Part of it, I think, is also the yarn too.
That could be as well.
Because this is gonna, yeah.
It's better to be bigger than too small.
Yes, because this will definitely be a warm sweater. I probably will not get as much use out of it as I will the cardigan.
No, not with the way you take things on and off. I need to take video of her.
Probably have to be dead of winter.
Yeah, I need to take video of her sometime while she's over here on Sundays, because you guys would crack up.
Brett would have too much fun with that.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I might have to do that one of these days.
Okay. I'll do that later, too. One last thing.
Alrighty.
doing my cross stitch on Harvest. The company is Mill Hill, which is it's a kit, and I got quite a bit done.
Yeah, you're going to town.
Yeah. So I'm almost done with all of the actual cross stitch piece work itself, and we'll just have the beading left to do.
I thought about taking mine out the other day because I have one going in the other room, but with all the pressure, I've been having problems like with my eyes throbbing, and I figured, although honestly, when I cross stitch, I don't look for the holes because I can't see them. I just go by feel.
Well, that's the nice thing about this is that it is on like more like a holy paper.
Yeah, I can actually see those holes.
Versus being on actual like Addy cloth or it's a lot smaller. And I found that my eyes like this a heck of a lot better.
I can actually see that.
Yeah. And I can see when I screw up and go over across too, really easy.
Like me, I just go by feel.
That's it for my whips.
Okay, I only have like 3. I was working on some sakis. Wow. I think every time I go out to eat, I throw a tape measure in. Thinking I don't have a tape measure in there, and I'm going to hit the point where I'm going to go, is it time to start the heel? So I have a whole collection of tape measures in there. All right, so this yarn is from Arkansas Yarn Co. She's a .com or an app. And it's called Monster Mash.
That's fun.
Look how it's knitting up.
I was going to say that.
Runaway ball! And look how perfect my socks came out of the bag with no tangles. There is a proper way of storing your socks, folks.
Apparently, I need to take a lesson on that.
So I did not even have these cast on last time.
Okay, you can obviously tell the amount of stitches you have less stitches than I do.
Mm-hmm. But mine end up being a lot longer than yours.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of makes up. But yeah, look how pretty the yarn is, guys. I'm really liking it. I'm going to move my thing up now.
Because that would make sense.
See, Karen, when you put them in the bag, you want to make sure that it's straight down. And then I usually tuck the needles first, and I keep the sock right on top of the ball. So then, when you pull it up, everything's lined up.
I just shove them in there, obviously.
One. What else have I got? Oh, okay. I know what this is. In my ginger snap bag. I love my little ginger snap bags. Okay, so this I tore out. So I was doing. Okay, let's go with what I was doing. So this is also Arkansas Yarn Co.
That is so pretty.
And it is her strawberry shortcake yarn, and you can see I've rewrapped. So I originally was doing Stargazer chalk. I took it. I needed something. Okay, there's various reasons. There's a few reasons. First off, I think I would like this in darker colors more than the lighter colors. Second off, I was not in the mind frame with being so plugged up and being so involved in my TV to be knitting all this. I mean, look at all that. That is not Netflix watching.
No, and you like
this is not even Days of Our Lives watching.
So, and I know like, and you can kind of tell it from your patterns in general too that you write out for yourself. You like a lot of things like more written out.
Yes,
written out.
Not do this 4 times, do that 4 times.
Yeah.
And here's my other thing. this is what happened to me. And this is what was the final nail in the coffin. So I took this pattern out. And from showing you guys,
You can see all your scratchies.
from showing you guys, I had moved. I had turned the page. So I'm like, oh, there's my highlighter tape. This is where I'm at. And I start knitting. And then I'm thinking, was that where I was at? And I flip the page and I go, oh, there's my highlighter tape.
Uh-oh.
Because I was repeating. See, it's like row 103 through 110. You have to go back to do rows 79 through 86. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I just don't. I'm going to knit this. I just don't have the focus right now to knit this. And I'm going to change it to a different color. So, with that being said, I made this decision all last night. I have switched it over to the close to you.
Especially now that you've seen the final product and seen
And
how
I
it's-
loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how far I've gotten. 4 rows, guys. Isn't it beautiful? Well, I already had the needles out for it. And actually, I have a plan for this one, and it's being gifted to somebody. So, yes. I'm going to be much happier with this yarn in that pattern than in this pattern. Or Stargazer. But I will do Stargazer at some point. Just a different yarn. And I'm actually seeing a yarn I think I might use. So, it's fine.
It's not the grade that was jumping out at
No. So, if you're not happy with your knitting, just rip it out.
Mm-hmm.
Don't. It would have just sat there.
That deep
That or that
teal.
one that's caked up. The pinks, blacks, burgundy, see it in the cake in the second.
Oh, okay, yeah, in the second, in the center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so that's that. Oh, I know what else I have. And these should have been done, but I had quite a few nights that I was feeling so bad I didn't knit at all.
Ooh, you really weren't feeling good.
Like I was going to bed by poor Brett. I'm like 8 o'clock. I need to go to bed. Really?
I get that
Because
way
his
when I get sick.
TV is in our bedroom, so I have to get him to move to be able to go to sleep. Okay, and I got tons of hash marks on here. I found a new pattern. Because I always have to make mitts for my boss for Christmas. And as one does, I was bored at work. And I decided... This is funny too, yeah. So I decided I'm gonna look for mitts. So I text her and I go, so I'm looking at patterns for mitts, but I'm thinking this would be considered work related since they're for my boss, right?
Sure.
So I found this pattern while I was at work, and then I showed it to her on my phone, and I said, hey, these are a lot different than what I normally make you. They're still fingerless, but I'm thinking you might really like these. And she's like, well, let me see the picture. And she's like, oh, those are really, really cute.
Her boss who knows she's at work.
Yeah.
Because she makes the schedule.
So, well, my boss, who's at half the time at home, like she'll be on her day off, she knows full well I'm working, and she's texting me, and we're not even supposed to have phones at work. Yeah, right. And I really like these. So this is a free pattern. It is called Point Edwards Mitts. It's a cuffed convertible mitt. It's by Fairlight Fibers. That's what they look like. And I'm like, you know what? If you get in your car and like your steering wheel is really cold, you could unfold this and cover up your little fingers and then fold it back. Cool. I mean, why wouldn't you? Not really crazy about the thumb thing, but she seemed to like that too, so whatever. You see how, look at all my work on there, guys. Told you I'm a hash marker. Oh, there's a couple, there's a picture, like, they knit them really long. They're not that long on me, Like, they're longer, don't get me wrong, but like not completely covering my fingers because I have really long fingers. And it's a really easy pattern. So basically, you just need to know how to knit, purl, do a twisted rib, make one left, make one right. That's it. They should have put on here knit 2 together because there's knit 2 together as well, but whatever. So, my boss had actually purchased this yarn.
Probably while she was at work.
It was. I bought it because it was a fundraiser for Honeybee Knits. A fundraiser she was doing, and I bought it and I had shown Wendy, and she's like, oh, well, that's really pretty. Maybe I'll order one too. She doesn't knit. So she ended up giving it to me, and I'm like, well, I'm going to make it into something for you. Well, I'm doing it with these, but I'm also making other mitts for her out of other yarn. So this was the special edition. Help me out here. This print's awful.
Oh, shoot.
We might be able to tell you.
So Kerr?
Well, I mean, at any rate, you can't get it anyways because she doesn't
Yeah,
tie
it doesn't
yarn.
matter.
So,
Like,
whatever.
we're making this whole big effort and she doesn't know.
Yeah. So this is what it looks like, and it is on glitter or sparkle. Sorry, I think glitter because of my nails. So I got the one mitt done, minus the thumb, and I think they're really, really cute.
Mm-hmm.
I held the fingering weight double because this calls for DK weight. And I got the thumb started on that one.
Aren't you glad that somebody figured out that we can hold our fingering weight double so you could use all
I
your
know,
fingering weight?
Well, and this is like a really nice use because this was a whole skein. And I'm doing the thumbs now. So, like, I'm not going to have a ton left.
Yeah.
So it was a nice use of a single skein.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those 6 things of yarn over there, they're all going to be mitts. All my, like, friends that I do, like, usually knit them something are getting mitts. This was actually a fun pattern to knit. You can kind of see it without the thumb. I don't know if I can try that one on with the thumb. Yeah. Isn't that nice?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I might actually make myself a pair. Look at that. I lost a DPN the other night.
I bet I could tell you where you lost at.
Well, I just finished the glove. I put all of them in my hair. I went to go do something, whatever, and then of course Brett, hey, if you're wondering where your DPNs are, they're in your hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then I go to sit down, and I had bent over, I got something, whatever. Start pulling out my hair and, picking up the stitches from the thumb and go to get where's my DPN? I'm missing one DPN. So I'm running all over the house. I'm like, okay, well, I took the wash out of the dryer and put it in the dryer. Did I bend over and one slid out then? No. Came into the craft room. No, don't see it there. Finally, I gave up and I just grabbed a different brand DPN. Go to sit on the couch, put the recliner up, and I hear cha-chink.
There's that DPN.
And of course, this is the night where my neck was really, really bad. So I'm like trying to put the recliner up. I got my flashlight on my phone, trying to crawl underneath the recliner, and it was all the way back. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And you can't just we have a big sectional, so there ain't any.
It's really up against the wall.
Yeah, there's no Laura's moving this thing.
No.
So, yeah, that was interesting. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really, really enjoying this pattern. I would recommend it. It's
that's where Brett needs to come up with a gadget.
Yeah, it's well, and funny thing is I took my DPNs down from up there earlier to get something, and a bunch of them went flying, and I know there's one more somewhere in this room, but I know it's in this room, so I will find it. It's not a big deal. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this pattern. It's quick, it's fun. It's a nice gift knit. I mean, this would be a really good item to knit for the Gift the Knits Cal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you want something kind of more substantial to give to, you know, like the people that you usually do smaller things for.
And sometimes you get to the point where you're tired of doing hats too. You know, in terms of, it was funny because the girl was person that was asking me today about how long it takes me to knit my socks was kind of like, you know, do you give those away to charity? Do you, you are nutsy cuckoo.
That's my good yarn.
You know, I said, actually, I only knit socks for myself and for my daughter. I've knit the JoJo slipper socks, which is another one that's just great for gift and knit Cal, for my mom. And she's got like a size 10 foot. And I was willing to do that because that is, you can hold fingering double specifically. And I had very little yarn left, even with her size 10 foot. So, simple, easy, quick. But I always do hats for everybody.
So you're going to see a lot of me probably knitting a lot of these, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good. So there's that. That's all I have. I haven't worked on anything else.
That's quite a bit.
Only 3 whips right now, but I finished a few things. And like I said, I had quite a few nights that I didn't knit.
Well,
so.
especially considering you didn't knit, and then you still did your bags too, and you weren't feeling it.
Yeah, so, I mean, yeah. All right. Before we do acquisitions, how about we give away some yarn?
Sounds good.
So,
let's do that.
A reminder what we're giving away. So it's donated to us by Kim of Ginger Snap. She is on Etsy. And this is the yarn that I knit Peanut's hat out of, and the pair of socks, the Punk Rock Princess. It does have a coordinating mini to go with it. So we had opened the thread in the Ravelry group, and you're supposed to go to Kim's shop and let us know what items were your favorites in there. And I'm really sorry. I know a couple people went in there when Kim had it on vacation mode because she was doing some shows and stuff. But they remembered stuff that they had seen on Instagram, that sort of thing, and was still able to answer, and you were entered, so that was perfect. So the winner is, well, her answer was, she loves the wireframe bags with gnomes and bats. Can't go wrong with gnomes.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, her Ravelry name is 4 Generations. It's Amy Erickson from South Carolina.
Yay.
Yay. So if you can get hold of me, whatever, Instagram, you can message Knit for Brains. Otherwise, if you want to go to Ravelry, I am Lore, that's LOR 903. You can send me a message that way as well. So however you want to reach out to me to get me your mailing address, and I will get this sent out right away. So, all right, Karen, do you have acquisitions?
Well, you already saw my, well, one of my acquisitions I can't show yet because I did get my advent calendar for my Halloween one from Cherry Pie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, been a good girl on that. Still in the bags. It was funny.
I mean, you could have brought it over and I could have opened it for you and just told you about it.
It was so hilarious because it showed up. I'm like, what the heck did I order for her? Because my husband showed up and he was like, you've been busy. Because it showed up the same day that I got my yarn to finish my sweater for the Jenny cardigan. And I'm like, and I opened it up and I was like, oh, duh.
I'm gonna be the same.
Because I think it was so early. I was like, oh.
Well, I have a bunch of the Advent skeins coming, so I'll probably be the same way. I'm gonna be like, oh, and I have something. I ordered some sort of Christmas thing from Night Owl as well. I don't even remember.
Like a self-striping, probably.
Yeah, I think so. I know I bought something from her.
I've been a good girl lately because I haven't had the money. My husband's hours got kind of cut, so we just...
So that's a no on acquisitions.
That's a no.
Alrighty. So I had no acquisitions as well.
Until today.
Then we went out to eat, and my husband says, hey, you want to go to Goodwill? Well, hey, yeah. Okay, guys. I will show you the bag first. This lady was determined.
And this is our local one.
Yes. This lady was determined to fit everything all in one bag, and she did it, by golly. Of course, we were on the motorcycle, and it wouldn't fit into any of the trunks. So I had to carry it. Had she put it in different bags, we could have put it actually in the storage, but whatever. Whatevs.
I could just see you right now.
So, this was me.
Carrying this.
At one point, the bag had like a little rip, so I was like this. Just a girl in it with my yarn and out for a
Holding on
motorcycle
to the
ride.
important things in life. Holy cow.
Okay. I still, yeah. So, it was funny. I was looking at patterns. And I hadn't bought the pattern yet. Because I didn't know what yarn I was going to use. Because I was like, I really don't have the yarn for that. And then I'm like, well, I do have the yarn for that, but not in a color I like. So I wanted to make Peanut the, instead of, they have the newborn vertebrae, they have a kid's vertebrae.
Oh, okay.
Well, she wore the heck out of the newborn vertebrae. So I'm like, oh, I think I want to make her a kid's vertebrae. And that's like a worsted yarn you have to use.
Oh.
So
we're podcasting. Whoever it was.
now somebody favoriting my shop. I found this bag of yarn for $3.99.
Oh, okay.
There's 10 skeins in here.
Cool.
It is Cascade Sunseeker, and I looked it up, and it's 47% cotton, 48 acrylic, 5% metallic. It is a DK / light worsted. Guess what this is going to be?
Yeah.
Which obviously I'm going to still have a ton left. But, and that'll be really nice because it will go with anything that she has, that she wants to wear it with. But it'll also have the sparkle. So I was quite excited about that. So there's 10 skeins of this. How many yards? Oops. 237 yards. So, and I got 10 skeins.
Wow.
Yeah. I almost missed this. I spotted it last second. And I'm like, so there's that. Oh my gosh. I should have brought another bag in here so we could have. All right. Where do we go? Okay, we'll just go here. Okay. Schuler, Stahl. I don't know what that is.
Fortissima.
There you go. Does it have a colorway name? It looks like no, it has.
Fortissima, Texas.
Okay, color. No, it's just color number 78. It's self-striping, so it will look like that. Yeah, so there's that one. I'm going to do like the off, well, maybe not. Oh, okay, here's this. Melibrigo Rios.
Oh.
So, worsted. Sandstorm. Number 848. $2.99.
I don't know if I would call that brown, gray, or
Green. There's green too.
yeah.
But yet there's like some blue.
Yeah.
It's got
That's
like
interesting.
different dimensions.
Yeah.
Might be something for little man.
That'd be great for him.
Okay, here's another one. Plymouth Italian Collection. Sakata? Oh. 45% cotton, 40% superwash wool, 15% nylon. Color number 5669.
Bingo.
It was 99 cents.
Yeah.
So, can't beat that. They don't have a picture of what it'll look like, though. That's okay. Here's another one. Regia. 6 colors.
Softer than I thought it would be.
It is a little softer
than some of the other stuff I've...
opal.
Yeah.
I do not read that. 70%, 75% wool, 25% polyamide. Machine washable. So there you have it. Yeah.
You were pretty darn daring, can I say?
I know, right? It's okay. I had Benadryl with me. I thought there was another one. Yep, there it is. It's a 50 grammer. I don't know. That was 99 cents.
I'm going to say that I'm really impressed. It's not like I kind of expected some of this to be like cotton. Like,
Oh, no.
like she was done with her.
Okay.
She was replenishing her cotton for Brittany.
Then we'll go into the patents Croy. These have names. Eclipse stripes. I think these are all the same. Of course, I can all look the same to me.
Mm-hmm.
So those three. I know this one has a matching one.
I think I may have picked up that color.
I have this one already, so I will pass that on to probably Mom. Okay. Stay. All right, so that's all of Patton's Croy. Nope, I lied. Here's another one of those.
Yeah.
The rest is all nitpicks.
Wow.
So, we got nitpicks, simple stripes, 75% superwash wool, 25% nylon. I don't think this one I ever found a name on it.
Of course, the sticker could be covering it up if they're.
I don't think there's a name on this one. There's that one. This one has a matching one.
Short podcast.
Nitpicks Felici. It's a special reserve. This one's called Steamer Trunk.
That's kind of pretty. I kind of like those colors. Like a plummy color with browns. There you go. Mauve. Ooh, that's soft.
Nitpicks Felici Ever After. This one's really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And I use these sometimes to do fingerless mitts. The
Fold
Felici.
double?
No, not with that.
Right,
You don't have to. I did those ones for
Well, yeah, if you
Wendy,
find some figuring
Nitpicks
pattern.
Eclipse.
It's another deep color.
Oh, there was a random Patton's Croy. Missed you. Oh, here's a different one. This one is a no-namer again, but it's Nitpicks Simple Stripes. This one is a special reserve one, and it's Stone Harbor.
That's pretty too. That's funny.
Beyond the Wall. Nitpick Stroll Fingering and Blue Topaz.
Ooh, that'd be nice for toes and heels and toes.
This one as well is Dove Heather.
Yep.
And then this one, there was no band or I lost it amongst throwing it into a basket. Oh, did I do this one? Nope. Nitpicks Cork.
Yep, that's another one to be nice for, for toes and heels.
That's finally it.
Wow.
I told Karen, I sent her a text, I said I hit
Yellow
the mother
Brett.
load.
Yo, Brett, I hit the jackpot.
I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, Karen's not going to believe
Now,
this again.
mind you, she had literally texted me not but a few hours earlier.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a short one. That's why I say.
Yep.
It's going to be short. No acquisitions. I've hardly knit anything, and
well, I had stuff finished. I just didn't have a lot of whips.
Yeah.
And I had no acquisitions before this happened. So tomorrow I got to rearrange the closet again.
That's all right.
That's okay though. And then that,
It goes to show you never know what's gonna.
and then some of this will end up getting picked up for the vertebrae.
That's cute. She'll love that.
Yeah. So
That's it.
I was well behaved until I went to Goodwill.
Even that, you probably didn't spend even what
It
a
added up.
couple of skeins of something you would buy on Etsy,
Etsy,
if that, yeah.
So, yeah. So I think that's all we have for you guys. As always, thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Leave a comment. Join the knit-alongs.
Put your projects in.
Facebook group.
Yeah.
Go to the Facebook group and do something, guys. So my husband.
Yeah, I
has
was
some
teasing
activity
her and I
there.
said, I was thinking about going through all my socks that I've knit and just putting day after day
Yeah, every day put a new pair of socks.
on the Facebook page, just so Brett would feel loved.
It's funny.
But we
Yeah.
don't want him to stop the Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah, he won't. It would be nice to have some more activity in there, though.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I'm kind of bad about myself. I post a lot when we're out eating. That's usually when I'll take a picture and pop it in there.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, go to Etsy, check out the bags in the shop. I think that's everything, yeah.
Yeah, I'm liking those skull bags. Anyways.
We will see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.